Hello my friends, and welcome to another Money Management Monday video. And we have one more week because it is a 5 paycheck week. So next week we will go over kind of our final tally and goals, or not goals, but final tally and budget for April and all of that. Today I was thinking how we're kind of wrapping up another month, and then it's the end of the first quarter of the year. And I'm wanting to kind of check in with all of you and making sure that you guys are still motivated to meet those goals. I know we're all like pumped up in January, and then just as the months go on, it kind of begins to wane a bit, and that definitely has been the case for me. It's been a disheartening month for me. I don't have as many babysitting hours the last couple of weeks, and I haven't been clocking in as many hours for other work, and you know, there just comes a point when you're like, I don't feel like I'm contributing to our financial goals like I used to. On top of that, we've been just kind of trying to do a lot of spring cleaning with not just within our homes, but kind of in our lives. I think we kind of let I kind of let a lot of things creep up in here, and we're trying to get cleaned out and start fresh and all of that. Well, it's not the most flattering place ever, actually. Let's see. See if we can make this a little bit better. This isn't the most flattering place ever to film this, but that's what I've got. Okay, we were talking. Oh man, of course the neighbors come out. I feel like I just did this. Slink over here. So we've wrapped up our first quarter, and you know, just trying to keep that momentum going. I had requested this book from my library. This is the kitchen front. I think, okay, so I saw this because somebody was checking it out, and then I requested it, and I got it after she returned it. So this is the first time I've heard of this book, and this isn't a book review, but it does play a bit into today's video. As I was reading this book, again, these are the kinds of things that I've always been drawn to, have been inspired from, and I just take that inspiration, whether or not I can take its actual knowledge or its actual recommendations and make it work for my life. I probably can't use most of it, but I can take that spirit they had, that motivation, and I feed on that. I don't feed on the information given into the books. I feed off of the motivation. And I think that's why they had a lot of these like radio kitchen front broadcasts and things like that. They were helpful information, but it wasn't just the information. It was delivered in a motivational way, and that's kind of the thing that we tend to kind of build on and thrive on. Going forward in this book, one of the things that I was really motivated or inspired by this book, and any other book, it's not just this one. Sources would talk about this during the Depression, and I think about it as the frontier women, right? What helped them get through a lot of these difficult circumstances was the banding together of a community. They found strength not working against each other, but they were working together for it. They each had different goals, but when they came together with the one goal in mind, they ended up becoming stronger together. And I kind of, as we go into this next quarter, I want to know what as we as a community that we have this platform here, what can we do to kind of motivate and encourage and inspire one another to keep going with these goals, to keep going forward? Another thing with this book is just how often these women were put into circumstances of just barely eking by what they have. And again, those are the kinds of things I've mentioned this so many times. Those are the kinds of things that I loved reading about. You know, they had 2 tablespoons of butter and they had to make it last for a week. They had just a few apples and they have to make it last for a week. And they became resourceful and looked at, okay, what is all around us? So they would go foraging for mushrooms. I am not that brave. Okay, I remember horror stories of people trying to do that, and I'm just not that brave. But those are the kinds of things that I really love. And it's kind of goes back to that idea of what do we have? What can we use? And are we willing to move forward with those goals? One of the things that we have implemented this past few weeks, and I meant to bring it out, but I don't have it, but just picture a jar right here. It's just your basic average Dollar Tree jar, mason jar. And I told the children that we were going to start a homestead jar, a homestead fund. And what was in this jar is I started paying my children to read better quality books. So if they read the Bible from cover to cover, and you know, every time that they do this, they're supposed to come and talk to their dad and me and have conversations, basically narrate. If they did the whole Bible, they would earn $50. Now, you might be thinking, you don't have that kind of money to be doing this, but honestly, I'm investing in them, and what I'm doing is I'm cutting back a little bit of everything, and then I'm investing that into their things. Now, it's not just the Bible. My son read a history book without qualms, and he came to me and he narrated the whole book to me, and he earned $5 for that. My daughter, who's a prolific reader, she's not earning as much, and she doesn't think that's fair, but I'm like, hey, I don't have to pay you to read. Like, you'll read anything. But what is happening is that this homestead jar is rapidly growing in cash. And we call it a homestead jar because we said, okay, we'll use this to kind of build our homestead. But in a conversation that I had with my 2 boys, and then everybody was on board, I was like, you know, if we use this jar to put down on the house faster, then we're that much closer to the homestead, because we can't really buy the things for the homestead that we want here. But if we pay off this house quicker, that's more money into our pocket when we're ready to move, and gets us closer to that goal. And so that's kind of where we switched from. And anytime that I'm selling stuff online, that money has gone into the jar. Even the children have been given small tasks from neighbors and things, and they just put the money in the jar because they want to see that grow. That's something that we've kind of worked for as a family, and so we're kind of motivated in that. It's kind of been something that we've been moving forward with. Again, going into this next quarter, I'm probably going to start off the first quarter with trying to do some no spend weeks within the month, and I'm going to try to daily document that, A, to hold me accountable, B, to kind of show you kind of the process of that, and then C, hopefully to kind of keep us motivating and going forward into the second quarter of the year. Some other things that I've done to kind of keep my goals and keep me motivated is that I have that printout of the home mortgage, paying off our mortgage as quickly as possible. I have that right above my workstation, and I see that every day. And it was kind of discouraging this month because I didn't get to kind of color in another house. We just didn't have the money to put another extra payment on that. But I was able to kind of look and see how much we still have on the house to pay off. And since I've started that, we've paid off $2,000. So since I've started that back in January, so it's only, we finished the 3rd month, so 3 months ago, we have been able to pay off $2,000 of the house, including our mortgage payment that we already make, and the interest on that. Remember, on our mortgage payment, it's $267 a month, but only 80 of that actually goes onto the house. Everything else is interest. So that $2,000 paying off the house is a huge accomplishment. That gets me every time I say it. It's just like, whew, that hurts. Also, too, is spring cleaning, and people are cleaning out their stuff. A friend of mine has been really hitting her house cleaning hard and has been wanting to get the stuff out, and so she gave me the stuff, and I've been selling it for her. And so she buys really top quality things. So $7,500 jeans that I've been selling for her. So that's brought in a little bit of money. So these are the kinds of things that I earn commissions on for selling for her. And that is going to kind of, we haven't decided if we just want to kind of keep it in the homestead fund or just kind of leave it in the bank account. Yeah, so that one's still up in the air, what we're going to do with that. Also, too, interestingly enough, my sister is no longer sending money to help us with the things that we want to do for our children. And that's, that's something that I reached out and told her, hey, we're good if you're ready to let go. And since they're trying to start a family, I think it was time. It was definitely, it's definitely hard to let go of kind of like that insurance of, okay, if things get really tough, at least we know that this is taken care of. But, with the stimulus money that's come in and we haven't like spent it all, we kind of want to use that to pay for our own things so that they can also have this money to start their own family. So that has kind of left another responsibility on us to make sure that they were that these are met. So that's the end of the first quarter and all of the things. So I hope this video is going to help you in some way or another. Again, let's go down in the comment section below, chat, and kind of see how we can keep motivating each other and encouraging each other and moving forward into the next quarter. If you have any suggestions for videos and other things, go ahead and leave them down below, and I will see you next week with another Money Management Monday video. Thanks, friends. I'll see you next time.